change of range.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with solid bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Predict the outcome, win the game. Get live coverage and schedules for your favorite tournaments. Analyze, predict, and vote to gain points. Compete with other esports fans and climb the leaderboards. Straight, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
treading water or drowning in liquid, I'm not sure which. We said survival's all that matter. They ultimately not only are still surviving in this stage, but survived that game. It looked good at the start, and the numbers were there, but credit to mousesports, great turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally a carbon copy of what happened yesterday against Vitality, right? mousesports did not show up on that first half, their CT side. Even though, honestly, I thought Voxic played a great game both halves in regulation, and Robs had early impact with that Deagle round. So it was kind of weird how quickly they found themselves falling behind despite winning 2 force buys that half.
Yeah, if you think of those 2 rounds they won were ridiculous. That was almost Team Liquid-esque. That's what you expect them to do with that kind of a round. So the idea you get that few rounds off your first half with those kinds of turnarounds.
That's what caused them to lose.
If you just look at the scoreboard here, you'll see another factor. Like, listen, Rops had 2 amazing rounds. He had that Deagle round, and then he had later on the one where he came through the murder hole. Like, those 2 are game-winning rounds potentially, but where was he in the rest of the game? Like, this is a guy who just hasn't been there, and I'd still look at their team and say, if they're going to be the best mousesports they can be, he should be the best player on the team, I think.
I don't disagree at all, and I was actually thinking the exact same point. The murder hole round was amazing as well because it was composed, and the flash is ultimately what did it. We saw the bomb go down. Duncan, you were out there commenting on Kerrigan's position. As soon as that bomb went down, I said, well, that's irrelevant now. But they still made it work. They had patience. They didn't overcommit to the fights, and they made Liquid so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think we have to give credit to Nafly. I mean, he dragged Liquid kicking and screaming across this finish line. Honestly, he had so many impactful rounds throughout this entire match, and you're seeing them time and time again. And this one in overtime, actually, on T side, where he's lurking around by the connector. I'm sure we'll see it in a couple seconds. And he gets those 2 impactful ending frags. That's what really caused them to win the game, in my opinion.
Ultimately, another round that was a massive blow for mousesports was round number 2 of the second half as well. Twist gets into a one-on-one. I think it was with Robs, both on red HP, and CZ. Twist manages to win that. That stole them back the only momentum in the second half they had. So, as you say, Naf gets MVP at 33 kills. Voxic looks solid. I think just the team play in general, mousesports, though, they're able to slow things down and stay pretty composed throughout.
As an actual team, they were better than Team Liquid in this game. Like, one of the things about Team Liquid I found very confusing is they looked like they had no confidence on the CT side. Like, why were they just playing full retake? Like, letting the bomb go down with 5 guys alive. Like, listen, Team Liquid a few months ago, they'd tear that off. They'd just come in coordinated, they'd take all the angles, it'd be easy. That hasn't been there in this game, actually, and it meant that there were a bunch of scenarios they basically had to start saving when it was like, you know, nobody's even dead on the T side yet.
Yeah, I think their CT Mirage in this game operated a little bit differently than most of their maps. Obviously, they're structured a lot differently in the fact that, you know, Naf and Stewie are the ones opping right now on their CT side Mirage instead of Nitro. So the way their half played out was just, I guess, a little bit weird, obviously, knowing their roles.
Did you find it odd that, I'll give you a specific example. Twist gets a great read on the fact that the smoke is thrown, gets the bomb down on the inside of the A arches playing aggressive, but no one else had an aggressive stance, and they got caught out by a single player getting in between them at connector, basically in jungle. I thought it was a little odd that Liquid seemed mismatched. They had one guy far up and then no one to support.
Well, I think you're referring to the round. Early in that round, actually, Voxic got a pick on a leash close ramp, which is what they put 2 rifles close ramp as opposed to like having an AWP rifle close ramp, which would be like standard for the last maybe like 18 months. Yeah, so it was interesting that they chose to put 2 rifles there and have their 2 AWPs roam around the map elsewhere.
I've got to say as well, like, this is a good example of where, not the screen now, but for the last map, where the stats for win rate can be misleading. Because, like I pointed out at the beginning, Team Liquid on Mirage had like 91% win rate or something, but that is not a map that is one of their best maps. So you can see there, they have a little bit of comfort. It's not a map they can go deep on, though.
Dust 2, next map, as you say. So we switch focus. We've seen both success yesterday against North.
Yeah.
Chad and I were casting that game. Really odd. There was a lot of holes in the offense, which allowed for flanks nonstop between Gate, Elige, Caribbean. Everyone was doing it. We touched on that earlier. But also that earlier in the tournament, Liquid looked terrible on it. And Twist, I think, was 0-7 at one point, getting caught out all the time on Catwalk.
I mean, when you're a high-skill team like Liquid, you can beat anyone on Dust 2 on any day. It does not matter, right? I mean, mousesports has showed their T side against G2. That comeback that they ran earlier in this event was insane, right? But their CT side has had holes in it, so they would have had to work through that knowing that they're going to pick this against Liquid. I look forward to seeing what their CT side is coming into this.
Yeah, the big problem here is, like, that was a nice pick-me-up for the mousesports guys because they couldn't close it out. Like, it's going to be real tough mentally because if you're Liquid, I mean, this wasn't even your pick, and you absolutely are still the favorite on it.
Yeah, well, it's a repeat of yesterday's maps, and again, the same thing. North gave them a little trouble. Not quite this much, to be fair, but then they absolutely destroyed them on Dust 2. So that potential is ultimately still there. And it's going to be Liquid ultimately starting out on the CT side, so we get an indication right away of how composed they'll be on Catwalk and getting that information. A little bit less momentum, to be fair, on Dust 2.
Yeah, Liquid on Dust 2 is hit or miss, but like I said, the skill is always there to beat anyone, right? That Navi game where infamously Simple tried to knife Nitro, Navi should have won that game, right? So that's another thing that would probably lower the percentage of that Dust 2 win rate.
Yeah, that's a great point. Huge clutch by Nitro in general in that round, to be completely fair. That's another talking point as well. His AWP, I haven't seen the same level of... One round stands out to me in this event so far on Overpass. One round yesterday against North where he had 4 kills, but ultimately they were just running into him, throwing a Hail Mary. Other than that, I haven't seen the impact from him.
I don't know. I think Nitro has the impact when needed. The thing is I think he's setting up other players to succeed a lot in this lineup. So, I mean, you'll see him in a lot of clutches and late round scenarios, and he almost had that clutch ace actually earlier in the game against mousesports just now. I mean, something that we honestly glanced over, but we probably haven't talked about is the fact that Liquid doesn't choke anymore. Like that last game was a game that old Liquid loses, right? Of course, yes. We come in here a year ago, I promise you, Liquid loses that game.
The last team that had that problem was ultimately TSM Astralis. Yeah. Once they crossed that little last, arch nemesis for them, the choking, they became the best team in the world. Liquid's gotten over it this year, became the best team in the world. I mean, that really is the final ingredient.
As much as they will say in interviews, and they've commented, Team Liquid, that, they obviously don't have maximum confidence right now, they actually still looked fairly composed in the game. They didn't break just because they lost rounds.
Just to touch on that and the choking, apparently the FaceTime was not Steve from Liquid. It was actually their sports psychologist they were talking to directly before the game. So that's an interesting note in that regard, certainly, that, he wants to get in there. And again, if you can't be here in person to get some words in.
It also shows they're not taking it for granted, They're not just thinking, oh, mousesports is rubbish for this. They will easily cruise. Like, you have to still secure it, though. Like, this is a very big series for you.
Yeah, and going into overtime, that was a game where I would have favored mousesports in regulation, right? Liquid had good starts to both of those halves, in my opinion. Winning Pistol or, Eco resetting mousesports and going on early runs. So mousesports was the favorite team in gun rounds, but they obviously recomposed themselves going into overtime, and that shows great mental fortitude.
I think that's absolutely true. But again, at the choking, all of those things, the fact that they're talking to a sports psychologist, in these situations, just trying to get through this stage is significant. mousesports have to battle back, though. They have to return serve, and that's going to be extremely difficult on Dust 2 against a team that seems to warm up the longer the games go on for Liquid. I know that sounds odd considering the score in the first one, but as the series goes in, as we said, 22 now, that would make it 24. I think it was 22 before yesterday in best of threes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is absurd, yeah. I mean, even though at this stage of the tournament, you're kind of farming the lower teams because you're getting to play the worst ones. Remember, that's like 6-7 lands or something you get getting those across.
That includes, I'd have to look, but that would go all the way back to the start of the Grand Slam, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Definitely all of Cologne, where you played top-tier opposition. Definitely Chicago. Not quite as stacked, but it's not like it is all the bottom teams.
I think it's DreamHack Masters onwards, because they lost the Summit one, so it would be... Right. And Sydney was before that. So I think it's everything from DreamHack Masters onwards, but that's still a lot of matches. Like, some of those are best of 5s as well.
It's a lot of tournaments, a lot of teams going up and down in form. They're playing so many different teams throughout those events.
The thing is, though, that ties in, because again, if you're going to have a streak like that, if you're going to be the clear #1 team in the world, you have to steal the games like that actually on paper it looks like you're going to lose it. The other guy turns up a little bit better. You steal that one away, and then all of a sudden, where he was supposed to have a chance to close it out, that's your chance to just do his 2-0.
Well, we'll see if mousesports can be the first team to beat them in a best of 3, but to do that, they first have to win Dust 2. If they don't, Liquid are through, and mousesports are no longer. We'll send it back over for this game with HenryG and Machine.
Thank you very much, gents. Yes, the scene's set. Liquid taking on Mouse, one map away from realizing their expected destiny. At least a lot of the fans, a lot of the teams expecting Team Liquid to come in hot. Yeah. However, the fact that this is the 2 wins, 2 losses, the story's been told by the analyst desk, myself and HenryG, to unravel this tale. And we're into the pistol.
T-side start for Liquid. And focusing towards long. Have they got the PT50? Actually have not. Twist is going to be the one to just check that position out, try and bait out some utility here. It's chrisJ. Primed and ready towards that position. Smoke down at Xbox. Frozen's in lower B. Feels like he's got at least 1 kill guaranteed here. There's the first, but will there be the trade? They're going to jump down, and still the advantage resides towards mousesports. 4 versus 3, and up towards short they go. Flashbang to go over, and Carrigan waiting down in spawn. And we've got chrisJ down towards that pit position, but he's rotating back towards the side.
With Woxic clearing T-spawn, that enables chrisJ to focus his attention eventually towards this site. Stewie, Elige, and Naf. Long-range fight from Naf, and he does good damage. That'll tuck chrisJ in until his teammates arrive. 2 from long. 2 from CT. Drops eventually brought down by Elige. They're chipping away at them, but Carrigan, he won't go down silently. USP. Connects from ChrisJ, just Elige.
Both
He's
low.
on for the ace. He has to clutch. TYLOO and Elige. He's got 4, looking for the 5th. Woxic's got to push him. Looks straight into him. It's so close. How doesn't he connect? Woxic's got the time, and mousesports have got the round.
That's insane. I can't believe Voxic managed to win that one. Elige, I thought had to land 1 bullet. The defuse comes in.
Close.
But still, with 4 kills found and the bomb planted, Alex, there's every chance, almost a certainty that Team Liquid will buy up into this one with potentially 3 rifles. Elige not wasting any time, gets the Krieg and a helmet. Smoke as well. 2 Kriegs.
You can't complain about that, but Stewie gets a full rack of nades as well.
Yes, indeed, he does. Well, there it is. They've got an incredibly strong buy going forward. I thought Elige did enough there. This would have been the ace, to be fair. He did enough as we get into round number 2. Like I said, 2 rifles. They could have got an extra Galil, but opted for the extra utility and 3 Deagles. Naf will be the only player without armor here. They've actually got 4 helmets as well. This is an incredibly strong buy. FaZe, first one to go down. He loses out in the Deagle battle. Didn't even land a shot there. Unfortunate for him, but doesn't give away a weapon at least.
Woxic is deadly on doors, but Elige too. Tiny gap. But bullets do connect onto Woxic, brought down to half. And oof,
What a
wow,
shot.
1 bullet's all he needs. That was into a helmet. Does nothing with Woxic hitting shots like that. Leveling the odds with the scout. The weapon still heavily favoring Liquid, of course. Elige's Creek will be passed down to the leader, Nitro. He's just going for an investigation straight into the crosshairs of Frozen. That was
flashes.
FAMAS versus Krieg. They're going to flash, they're going to push. Karrigan eats it, but Frozen, he is just gobbling up Liquid right now. Nothing left. Frozen, when melted, results in Liquid. They bring the heat.
Is absolutely stunning there. I can't believe that they didn't use any utility. Stewie just committing with the Krieg. Peeks the corner dry, down he goes, and it opens the floodgates for sure. 2-0, they fend off the force buy here. Even after Nitro got the first pick, I feel like with the utility had, they could have done so much more with this. It's a great setup from mousesports, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they could have applied a little bit more pressure than that. They'll have to take the full eco now. mousesports, idyllic start now. Deagle just for ChrisJ. He'll get the AWP out next round, presumably. Voxic will be happy to go down considering he's got the scout. He'll want to get a double AWP out as well. But for now, shouldn't be. Oh dear, a lot of damage done.
Gonna have no issues here. Karrigan just holds it down, holds the line, and the cherry on top with the pistol. 5 frags. And Rage is trying to get revenge.
Yeah, he can't chime in with the team, but he can certainly send some trash talk the other side of the arena there.
You certainly can. mousesports, that is exactly the start that they needed.
Yeah, couldn't be better. ChrisJ does get that aforementioned AWP. Voxic stays in the scout, but he's got plenty of money. We know he can use that weapon to a dangerous effect. It's going to be round 4 here, and in terms of the setup, 3 towards B at the start. Voxic watching top and middle. He is considered to be one of the best Dust 2 snipers in the game. Even with the scout, he knows what he has to do to find headshots and usually delivers. Krieg for Frozen and Karrigan. Fantastic on the CT side. You don't see the AUG too much these days, but Krieg is always going to be a hot pickup for the defense.
Quick smoke. Going to try and feign as much presence as he can mid. Just him with the scout, but Liquid don't know that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the fact he extinguishes that suggests there was a rifle close to the doors, and they might think twice about pushing through that and not just help themselves to map territory.
Does deter them. Leaning towards short now. They'll Molotov off the wall. No one present. Let's not forget ChrisJ's AWP is in this side of the map. It's a 3-2 split for Mouse. Still relatively default. Doing no Kevlar on that AWP. He won't be going in first, won't be walking out mid as you've seen some AWPers do. Lige is lining up the CT smoke though. 2 smokes arriving. We'll give a Lige a way out, just a Lige though, because Tunnels and Woxic about to be tested. Smoke arrives, they're going to start pushing in. He's only got the scout, this is not the weapon for the job. Ooh. What is that collateral damage? He's tagged up another one, bringing them all low. He's still not stopping, lets the flames take him. Softens him up for Frozen, whose bullets are connecting too. Liquid scabs on their knees, but they're into B.
8 seconds, but the bomb's going to be planted comfortably unless a grenade comes in right now. mousesports don't have that. I think they'll just have to take the save here. Liquid, with the scout shots coming in, it was looking quite dangerous. But remember, that's not even a full buy for mousesports. In fact, the scout's still there. They'll be going into a double orb setup now as they hold on to the sniper and chrisJ towards long. Carrigan protecting the long doors for him. But Liquid will be happy that Stewie2K recovers the sniper. HenryG needs to be very careful. He knows the sniper's going to be towards that pit position. Can't really challenge it. It's a very safe spot. chrisJ knows it. Just making sure that he spots him first. Doesn't want to sit there with a scope and be vulnerable to a pre-fire towards that position. So yeah, they know they can't really do much of this. Their money's not exactly high rolling on the T side. You can see $0 on 3 players. Naf with $1,000, but they only use 1 player there. Round 4 goes in favour of Team Liquid, but had voxy had the scout there, could have been, had the AWP there, could have been a very different story altogether.
Yeah, he was in the right place, just not the right weapon. All those bullets connecting, my God, imagine.
Yeah.
Still, the scene you've set now comes to life. It will be that double AWP coming in from mousesports due to their financial decisions in the round prior.
Well then, do they want to go for a boost towards short? I heard the word boost being exchanged. I think that's what they're going for. So ideally get the AWP on towards a position and then looking towards lower B. So it'll be voxy to be boosted here, but they're actually just going to have 2 players patrolling his position. That's going to be the boost now. HenryG already made it past, but detected potentially after seeing the trajectory of the Molotov thrown over to flush out any close range CTs. Flash over as well, just trying to see if they can bait out any sort of into a shot from an AWP. They fall back from that short setup. Dangerously close there.
Given a chance, shows presence. Frozen will be Molotov'd off. He can smoke in response, and that will keep them, you would imagine, at bay. Yeah, Liquid will respect that smoke. I think Frozen's actually going to be given...
Yeah, he's going to get flashed in, I think. Here it comes.
Yeah, there you go. Trying to get the timing right. Wasn't ready to swing on that, but pulls the Molotovs. The flash is in response, so Liquid, they get short. Cost them a lot. What have they got left? Plenty of smokes. Molotovs too.
So now they need to be aware there's a potential flank towards the B tunnels. No one's really watching upper B right now. It's the bomb on the back of Stewie. He's going to go investigate. He needs to be very careful. Luckily, no one pushing in just yet, but chrisJ at their very mouth at the B bomb site with the AWP. They throw a smoke in at 30 seconds here. What's the final commitment? The bomb's still an upper.
They're so spread out.
They're trying to suggest it's an A approach. I think Twist will drop down towards spawn, and indeed he will. And at that point, they're going to still try and go towards B. Keep your eye on the bomb. This looks good for mousesports. I think they win this.
18 seconds, bomb on Stewie's back. Molotov will make things awkward for chrisJ. Nitro coming in from middle. That's the necessary frags. And just like that, they run down the clock, but still, the bomb will go down. Frozen, good catch. Woxic too. But I'm not sure if they're willing to try and battle into that site. Looks like they will go and rinse, repeat, save and pit.
Yeah, you're right there. It was looking so good. It's the Molotov that saves the day there. If that was not present, had they run out of utility, there's every chance that the chrisJ AWP finds multiple frags, but it was everything. Just they came for the window as well. It's going to be Nitro and Twist finding the opening kills. HenryG to follow things up. 3 players to survive. They bring the scoreline into 3-2 as they whittle away at that money. But voxic on the AWP, if he saves that, there's every chance, even if he just has USPs around him, he can carry in the next round. It's such a dangerous weapon on Dust 2. I don't think he challenges towards T-spawn or anything like that, but could go towards lower B, challenge the long doors, see if they go for that spawn. But it will be voxic to hold on to the weapon. 8 grand still on Carrigan, to be fair, so they do actually have a pretty compelling buy.
Liquid, they made use of every second they had in that round. It was 22 seconds when Twist dropped down to CT. Nitro arriving. The 15 on the clock to get his frag into B. chrisJ falling after the Molotov arrived from Tons, and that was it. But it's such a risk reward. CTs can't react when you show up so late, but should you lose that bomb, should things get destabilized by that Molotov you were talking about, could very well easily have slipped away. Tactical pause, the first one.
We have got a full investment here from mousesports. M4s in the hands of Rops, Carrigan, chrisJ. The latter with silencers on. Frozen has been dropped a weapon as well. I'm not sure what that is just yet. I'll jump at his POV, see what he's got. It's going to be a Krieg on the ground. So it's actually pretty decent overall. Carrigan able to dish out a couple of weapons for his teammates. There is a distinct lack of utility. HenryG trying to spam with the Krieg. I've actually seen plenty of kills this year come via that approach. good shot from voxic. Like I said, deadly with the AWP. Pushes off and finds a key scalp in the form of Elige.
Elige didn't let him go freely, though. Brings him down to 12. Rob's about to be tested in a very big way. One flash, and looking for the frag. He only tags them up. Oh, Liquid, they're heading towards B, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So that's a great call from Nitro, I have to say. So as soon as they realize that voxic's towards short, Elige's called, he's done damage, they can really focus towards a B bomb site. It's almost impossible for them to have that double AWP set up if they want to get everyone equipped with weaponry, and they manage to trade out efficiently. CT still considering this one, but it'll be such a difficult round. That smoke from the CTs allows them to actually get a little bit closer, perhaps. Flashbang's going over. They have no utility now. Anyone from tunnels? No, they all come through the doors here. Fly to be taken down first. Great shot. This is looking fantastic. It's up to Twist now to line them up. Can he find both of them? Certainly not. They've made this round work on a round that didn't seem possible. Great entries from Liquid there, but the retake was just stellar. As mousesports recover, it's going to be the AWP, the Krieg, and 3 kills for froZe as they go into a 4-2 lead now. That is a great round. A ballsy decision to actually even go for that one. Running out of utility, Liquid will now find themselves in a compromised buy.
froZe, 3 frags, and Carrigan's frag onto Naf, I think, was one that was the most impressive. Just had to pre-fire that. At the headshot level, Naf was in his hidey hole. He peeks up just to get some info, knows his teammates are flashed and being pushed. Carrigan gets that while froZe is enabled to completely focus on that side of sight. Round 7, map 2. Last day of play here for the Legends stage. Legendary names, sure, but only one of these two is off to the champion stage. A laboured Mirage put Liquid 1-0 up in this series. Now into mousesports domain. Naf doesn't flinch, but the nade shaves off 19 points of damage. For now, a 3-2 split. Leash has the flash in his hands. He's going to try and force them off, but Carrigan tucked in on that box. We've seen so many big plays from that box. voxic will draw their fire initially.
This looks good for voxic, but he goes away at the wrong time potentially, but still Carrigan baited in. This is so commonly overlooked, and once again it will be. Should be a trade. Oh my goodness, Carrigan. He's going massive with 3. How has he managed to pull that one off? Elige just dropped as well. voxic surely able to get at least one of these players. It's Nitro to try and cross over towards the side. Stewie with the AWP. He does miss. A slight chance for Liquid here. 30 seconds remaining. Going to get the plant through, but froZe drops a nice incendiary. He's definitely got Stewie 2K here. voxic looking to finish things off. Nitro, he's won these sort of rounds before. Gives himself an opening. 3 kills to find, but 1 towards short. Surely he won't be able to take down Chris J. It was close, but not delivered. And that's going to be Carrigan. The blue box, I think I've said that about 5 times this tournament, right? I say, this is always overlooked. Every time I say it, no one checks it. It's such a strong position for reasons unknown.
Well, I mean, I can theorycraft the fact that you have to be so paranoid that there could be a CT on the close wall, in the pit. There's so many lines to clear, and that one often doesn't become a priority. You can see Naf back was fully turned. Carrigan just body shots. Gets himself the third. He was brought down to 10 HP. I'd love to see that third one. Of course, you can't blame the observer for not expecting a third one out of Carrigan in a scenario like that. Let's see. So first, second, check his health after this one. Down to 19, and Elige full HP. He's like, where's the comms?
That's wild. Well, there we go. mousesports starting to make a case here on Dust 2. They can take us to the third of Inferno. As we take these pistols over towards the B side of the map, Liquid will have P250s, Tech 9, CZs, Deagles, and they've got basic utility as well. 4 smokes, a few flashbangs, a couple of Molotovs. Looks to me like a B split is on the agenda. Rob's using the gap to see if anyone crosses over. Flashbang will avert his gaze for a while. Here comes the smoke towards the CT spawn position. I would assume they just flash and go off this, but time will tell.
They want to set the boost up. We're going to get Robs up. You can actually see over just the edge of that smoke, and should they commit to B, that would have been the perfect line instead, though. I should bite my tongue. More smokes on the way. Re-smoking, double pump towards the mid. Don't forget, they've only got pistols here, and Robs' position will be Molotoved off. He's going to be forced into a rather dire situation in the smoke himself, flashing himself and going aggressive. They charge towards B. Chris J, he's left alone. He's gone, and just stopping that bomb from getting planted is Robs, but he's not going to be ready for Nafly. Look at this, checked by froZe, but that didn't stop him connecting with the P250, though. Liquid Coming into this one with pistols, Kevlar, they've got themselves a bomb down, rifle picked up. It's the AWP for Elige. He can hold the mid doors quite comfortably, and yes, caught with a Molotov in his hands, gonna get flushed out. froZe's doing everything he can to save mousesports. His teammate Woxic gonna push alongside him. Nitro trying to use the smoke as best he can, and he does it perfectly. Woxic left in the 1v2, damage done, and Liquid, they win the round with nothing.
Yeah, they needed that one. Liquid were dropping off here. mousesports looked like they were so comfortable. It's the pistols in towards the B side. Nafly through the mid doors, somehow hidden behind the smoke, just holding on for dear life, seeing if they wouldn't check his position. He gets one key frag as the bomb was denied and his teammates able to capitalize. Elige getting the AWP, has to hit one of the shots. He knows he can't just sit back at the tunnels. He has to challenge and disallow entry for mousesports there. And what a significant round it is. We do have 2K on Rops, $1,000 on Carrigan. He's fully invested with the Deagle and Armor. FAMAS for forZe, but they have got 2 AWPs. Another very difficult round here. They've given it absolutely everything they've got here. Voxic, Chris J need to find opening frags up against Nitro. 3 Kriegs in the AK-47. The sniper on the in-game lead up. Here we go then. This is such a swing round.
Putting everything into this. mousesports want to try and keep hold of that lead, extend it, but it's going to require some fragging against the odds. Christian responsible for long. Flashes off Nitro and Elige. Ooh, that was a chance.
Through the wickets. Carrigan pushing off towards short. Timing is everything here. There's a chance Stewie doesn't check towards top of middle. And now this is everything. They have no information about this, but the timing eludes Carrigan. 5 on 3. One of the AWPs removed now.
Up long they go. Chris J has got the AWP. He's used this so many times. Their map choice, his weapon of choice, and the first frag, bomb loose. Looking for a second towards the car, but up on the box is Nitro. Good connection, actually. That was from further back, supporting Naf from the car position.
They're saving.
Yeah, he manages to get Woxic's AWP as well, so that's something. But Liquid, the desk made a great point that Mirage game, if that was a year ago, Liquid would have lost. You know,
yeah.
the choke.
I wanted to say that earlier.
Just don't exist anymore.
No, it doesn't at all, and that's why I didn't want to even bring it up. Yeah. But yeah, that's absolutely true. That we've seen it so many times. They get to the big tournaments, they look like the favorites, and they run away with the first half. It looks like it's done, and then they just can't close out the games. But their mental fortitude is much stronger these days, that's for sure. Oh, Stewie might be able to take one down. This is a cheeky little spot. Does get tagged up and frozen to finish things off there. They can upgrade that FAMAS to an AK now. So certainly worth a peek there from Stewie. If he does take down the AWP, that's really significant. But unfortunately for him, gives up the Krieg. And it will be 5-4 as they start to close the gap now. Money's still a problem for Mouse, but they saved the sniper and the rifle. They certainly got something to say about round number 10.
They do. froZe, I mean, he couldn't believe it. His luck, not only an AK, it's actually the Krieg, which is his weapon of choice on the CT side if he can get it. Of course, only able to be bought by the Ts. That delivery from Stewie, Woxic losing his dual mid did seem to shake him. Pressure mounting for these individuals, realizing that Dust 2 is where it could end for mousesports in their run here at the StarLadder Berlin Major.
Well, froZe's rushing middle of a Krieg.
Elige was spotting it, but he fell off just before.
Yeah, there's a chance he can do something with this. He might catch twists. There it is. Lovely shot as well. froZe's really starting to wake up here.
Couldn't think of a better moment. 10 rounds into the second map of the elimination series. Loser goes home.
Well, boost required.
They're getting info. I mean, Carrigan, he's only got these USPs, so he's taking some risks, and he's just straight through T-spawn.
Well, he's confirmed that long, essentially, at this point. He can look from T-spawn. The middle is clear. They've got 4 players in towards long. Everyone is aware of it. They've trapped him in now. Carrigan, sure, he's only got the USP, but he can sit car. He can just make sure they can't leave this position. Still a lot of work to do with 3 pistols here. But Liquid, they need to have their wits about them. Voxic, so good right now. Can he find the most important shots?
Decided not to take the fight on long. He wanted to take it when they get to ramp, keep them pincered in, and with froZe fragging as well. Just 2 remain. Naf and Stewie. mousesports, with just 2 rifles they brought into this, have managed to rock the boat.
So, 40 seconds remain. That's fantastic. It's froZe pushing middle. So confident, so assertive. Gets that first frag on twists. Managed to find the second as well. AWP Voxic still in play, and it's a 4-2 advantage for mousesports. Chris J rotates over, only got the USP.
Well, that worries me.
He is a smart player, though. He knows what he has to do to get 1 frag out of this. What's his position going to be? Sitting tight in the corner. He knows it's B now. You heard him call it. Will they check this spot?
Yeah, jump up. Double peek. He gets the frag. Henry called it. Chris J did it. Stewie low. No time and not even going to be allowed to get that bomb down. Pushed in from all the different angles. Just hoping to take one more. One rifle away. mousesports. They give Liquid another taste. That's exactly what we've seen from Liquid and mousesports this entire series. Mirage was no exception. Both teams winning rounds with, nothing. No armor, low HP. It doesn't matter. Just pistols, regardless.
Yeah, it's such an exciting game here. Dust 2 always delivers in the hype department. And it's Nitro with a very good long spawn here. Let's see if he commits to it. Jump over the wall for maximum efficiency. As he goes through, he's going to go for the initial pick here. It's Chris J to challenge with the AWP as well. Who hits the shot? Chris J continues strong form of the previous round. He found the most important kill of them all with that USP. And now takes down Nitro to kick things off. As Stewie trying to reply, realizes it might not be possible. They'll take their efforts elsewhere. Twist with just a pistol on lower B, and CTs aren't slowing down. They want to apply pressure once again.
For the shot towards lower tunnels, it's info at least. Twist lucky to be alive, ready to take the fight, and ooh, bullets from forZe connecting in a rather big way. Smoke arrives just as Elise just throws out his molly. They can't really drop it from it unless they push, and they try it. Stewie, close quarters, catches Carrigan with the AWP. They look to push on this one. Chris J's AWP finds his second frag of the round, and just too far for forZe to tap away just yet. Repositions, finds the head. Stewie's gone. Naf, not long for this world as well, and so mousesports looking brilliant on the CT side.
There's some Neil M quotes there.
He's doing the Neil M impression. An inspiration, clearly.
He's transcended the major. He's still here in spirit. I love it. Well then.
I can't hear you, Stewie. That's what he said.
Well, Team Liquid are starting to quieten down, that's for sure. They've only got $2,000 per player as well at a very big moment here. Round 12 coming up, coming to the bookend of the first half. Liquid have suffered 2 rounds against them. Just P250s and Glocks here, no armor. 1 flashbang to try and get the bomb down via the short entrance. Chris J doesn't catch them, but he can certainly have a educated guess as to where they might be.
They're on the site already.
Yeah, bomb we planted here. There is a chance they win this, but it's unlikely.
His back's still turned. What on earth is that?
No.
Oh, it's the gap. And they've just exploited it. They just charged straight in. The Glock train
Oh, no kill there as well.
pulls
Carrigan.
into A.
They won't be able to recover it, but still, this is a high-pressure situation now. They have no idea where anyone is. Is it all 5 players? Is anyone middle?
They've just got to stay calm. Communicate and clear. Flash comes in, trying to find the close fight, and forZe, he's presented with so many targets. He handles it so brilliantly. Triple kill. Perfect flash coming in from Chris J and Rops, respectively. That's enough.
Yeah, that's fantastic teamwork there. forZe, he looks so calm in these chaotic situations there. You could see Voxic had no idea, no information. Chris J was unlucky. Obviously didn't hear the stampede up towards short. He was just a second too late to spot them. Couldn't give the information, didn't want to ruffle any feathers on the A defense. He thought it was under control, but anything but forZe, the full spray commitment, closes things out in true style. Bomb planted does yield a bye here for Liquid, but it's the half victory for mousesports as they post 8 rounds, just 4 for Liquid now. Another tactical timeout. First one for Liquid.
mousesports won the pistol. Converted. It was 3-0, then 3-2. Then 5-2. 5-4, and now extended now 8-4. And that has been the burst, these little flurries of each team finding form. And of course having control of the money helps, but double AWPs, Rops this time has it. I imagine that's a spawn. As the fastest one. Going to be crossing over to B within. Ooh, interesting decision making. Well, I thought it was 3 crossing, but instead forZe lingers towards doors.
Well, that might be a fantastic call because Liquid haven't really attempted the B split too much. So we talked about a lack of mid-presence from CT setups here on Dust 2. Alige might just be looking to walk through, but he's got forZe and Chris J on the other side. The timings will push him back. Now he can hear shots towards middle. They won't be walking out, that's for sure. forZe, though, so confident. Challenging top of middle with the Krieg. Flashbang goes over. Fancies a second bite of the cherry here. The smoke will be delivered towards middle. Still trying to find that first kill.
If I'm Liquid, I'm desperate to get that Krieg out of CT forZe's hands. Alige delivers it. He's on 17 frags at the moment. That's his 6th death, courtesy of a Liege. A big scalp to take for them into round 13. Liquid, this does seem to be rather standard, leaving Nafly responsible for any long aggression.
Yeah, but look who's pushing it, Carrigan. He gets control of the long doors, and Nafly's going to take him. It's okay. Carrigan was just trying to get intel, work out they're going towards B. They didn't really have much to work with there. Now a 5 versus 3, but Robs and voxi, both of AWPs. Round's not done yet.
It's entirely dependent on how well they can lock down this orb, or if voxi gets this timing right. Flashes and wants to cross and touches a glimpse. Chris J, he's greeted by Twist. Up close and personal. Woxic's burning. Flank from Naf, perfect. Chris J, that is a tap and a half. The Heads of Legion falls back. He wants to make sure they can go for the best team effort they have. Rop's not quite on the scene just yet. He's going to be working on it. AWP, he wants to almost stay scoped in. Make the calls. He's hearing steps. A nade on Chris J. Flashes from Rops. He could perhaps flash for some form of push. Nav tucked in on the cart. Such a hard spot to push off.
Oh,
yeah.
the
All
timing.
he has to do is just release that crouch key. Finds it. And they find the round. Important one for Liquid, and 3 from Naf. You heard from Sean. He really saved the on Mirage. And does the same here in round 13 on Dust 2.
Well, Stewie 2K, Nafly will survive. It's Naf with 3 kills in total. Molotov will remain. Rops will save the AWP, and they've still got one more buy left in them. But Liquid now looking to close things out. 8-7 if that's possible. Naf waiting for that reaction after Frozen got dropped, and then he's able to help himself with some free kills in the back. This one as well. No one aiming at him at all, and all the frags he found suggest he played a perfect round there. So Stewie 2K back on the sniper. Hasn't been as electrifying as you might expect, but they're starting to get back into this one now. Looking for damage at the start of the round. He might get a challenge here, but looks at things, and it's actually Rops that goes down first. voxi will have to fight a little bit harder towards B now. First kill towards short. It's going to be Nitro taking down Frozen. That's really big. They might just want to consider saving at this point. Wow. Chris J pushing middle, 5-on-2.
Wow, indeed. 1 minute 35. 2 members of Mouse remain. Look to change things was Carrigan, but that's all the signals that Woxic needs to try and keep hold of his AWP. I don't think he can. Elige from B, that's enough. Just count it down, I reckon. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we've seen this kill. Should be fine still. Oh, voxi's gonna hit this, isn't he? Oh, almost. Well, there it is. Finally, Liquid with their first very convincing round there. 5 players stay alive. They've got decent money for round number 15, and good news is anything but on the mousesports side. 8-7, still a decent half. We saw the same result in the first map, and they came back in the second and looked so strong. We'll see what the overall setup will be from mousesports here. 3 Deagles, a Voxic Scout, a Rops M4. That was the shot from Stewie 2K. Manages to get the second as well.
Just crossing. I mean, that you have to have some mad reaction times. Leaping, no less. Had to adjust, did so. Did it perfectly, tucking into blue bin. But Carrigan, this is where he did the ridiculous play before, just the first. But that's kind of all you could count on. I mean, he only had the Deagle. His teammates equally as well equipped, if not better. Getting the early man advantage, taking Twists out of the round. Last round of play in the first half of our second map.
Well, what's the final play here in the final round of this first half? You're just joining us. This is a 2-2 game. Final play of this stage for both these teams. One will be going home, one through to the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Right now, Liquid have 1 map to their name. Mirage is their pick. mousesports chose Dust 2. An exciting map on paper, and it's certainly delivering. mousesports have looked fantastic here, but might start to shrink at this point. Elige lets one by. Wants to go for multiple frags here. They have no idea he's encroaching on their position.
The Terminator with this Krieg. Swinging in towards short. Woxic's head presents itself, but not quite going to connect. Lovely. It's actually Nitro instead. The round was over, the half as close as it could be. 8-7, unless Chris J is gifted an opportunity. Naf shuts it down.
Yeah, that's something, I guess. You might as well just get it over with. It's going to be 8-7 at half. Liquid looked like they were in a lot of trouble there. They actually were really trailing. They managed to get 3 rounds towards the end of the half there. 8-7, still anyone's game here. Looking for 2-0, and mousesports will have to give it their all in the second half. We'll find out if they can do it after this break.
StarLadder Berlin Major needs another team to step onto the Mercedes-Benz Arena stage for the Champions stage. mousesports and Liquid vying for it, just one spot between them. Liquid did manage to prevail on Mirage. It was their map pick, but in overtime, no less, and it's equally as close here on does too. Bringing you the cast, Machine and HenryG, where you have got an opportunity to see mousesports on the T side, and Liquid, they did just manage to do some serious damage control in the last 3 rounds of the first half.
Yeah, it was looking scary, that's for sure. And speaking of which, this was the man who was doing most of the damage, forZe. Stepping up when it matters most. He's got 17 kills to his name. They go towards Along. forZe's got the Superman purchase, a P250 in armor as well, but Stewie2K is not wasting any time. He's joined by Elise. They push towards that position. They're going to lock them into the long doors, and no one's watching the flank right now.
Oh, this is something.
Will they be aware of this? They don't seem to be. No one's watching it.
They're going to make the call. They're going to hear the sound cues. The rotates coming in. This is going to be quite the deathmatch game. Karrigan caught out, but he's not dead. Elige fluffs his lines. Still does frag. forZe in return with the Superman buy. If he can take the head off, it's just going to be an easy day in the office for Liquid here on the pistol.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. It was the full commitment towards long there from mousesports. Usually such a safe bet, but they didn't bank on the fact that Liquid would push towards middle with 2 players as well. They thought they shut down the initial threat with Elise being taken down. But at that point, Stewie2K, he makes himself known, swings out from the corner, 2 clean frags, and should be the full eco from mousesports here for the 3rd round AKs. If you get the plant and a couple of kills, certainly you can buy in the 2nd round, but not really worth it if you get nothing at all. So 1 PT50 in the hands of Rops, that's about all they have. Stewie2K doesn't want to slow down just yet. He's very loud in the arena right now. They tie things up at 8-8. Full eco for mousesports. Liquid is trying to hold on to everything they've got. They've only got 1 rifle against AK's next round. That's going to be a difficult round.
Just catching a couple towards middle. Elige. Stewie2K just establishing a crossfire. Should be everything, but that's actually the M4 gone. And Elige knocked down as well. They only invested $300, but that $300 is the best investment they've made.
Absolutely true. He's actually made money from this P250. $300 a kill, so 600 now. And now he does not have the bomb, but he might be able to steal another one away. Biding his time, making his way towards the A side. No one there. But at least being a nuisance, might be able to bait out a bit more utility. Every grenade thrown is still money drained, one way or another. So he'll happily sit here and see if anyone makes a mistake. I'm almost certain of it. They can all sit there and discuss their options for the next round. This is a timeout of sorts, I suppose. They can chat about what will be going on, but certainly think about it. Spots 1. Knows he doesn't really have much of a chance here as the rifle from Nitro is recovered. Oh, he gets a dink on Nitro there. That range. Oh, he's actually making this a little bit interesting. Takes Naf down to half HP as well. Finally taken down, but certainly made them uncomfortable.
Make me uncomfortable. Yeah. Seeing that P250 so damn effective.
Yeah, he didn't really have a chance of winning it, but if he gets the kill on Nitro as well, that would have been superb. Either way, we get into that next buy here. Remember, AK's coming out of this round for sure. Kriegs as well, Karrigan and Chris J to wield those. They can afford an AWP on the nose. Rob says 4750, so that's exactly enough for the AWP. Doesn't go for it. We've got 4 rifles here. Very important round where mousesports have a huge upper hand in terms of the weaponry. 4 players towards A from Team Liquid.
mousesports, they want to go fast here. Ropsy's burning to a crisp, down to 20 just to catch him by surprise, and it's worked. It cost them some health, but it could cost Liquid the round.
I know Karrigan's towards middle. If they get this kill, they'll likely go for it, but no. It is going to be Karrigan holding strong with the Krieg. He does significant damage towards Nitro as well. Probably not worth going for it now. He's down to 5 points of health. Can they recover the rifle? I don't think they can.
That was a lovely call.
Robs is going to mow them down here.
Gets the info, as do Liquid.
Oh, yeah, they spotted him.
Flash tells him that they're expecting company. Folded all the napkins and tidied away all their belongings.
Good stuff. Nitro will at least be able to potentially recover another rifle here. Got an MP9 and a scout in their setup right now. They are actually safe towards T-spawn. They want to confirm it, get that Krieg, and then get the hell out. Probably go towards long at this stage. AK found, so not the Krieg, but still very valuable pickup. All things considered, the bomb will go off, and we mousesports to pick up the round there. Karrigan holding towards middle. Really did seal the deal. As soon as he gets that kill on the rotating CT and took Nitro down to 5 points of health, that was enough.
Yeah, that round was a necessity, given the advantage mousesports have at this period of the game.
Yeah.
Winning it relatively cleanly keeps mousesports within reach of their major campaign. Quick glance at the scoreboard. forZe head and shoulders above the rest, but all from his hard work in the first half. Fast use of all of his nades. karrigan, presence everywhere. He wants to make it look intimidating, keep the CTs looking towards him on short because they're coming towards B. Nitro, oh, and they're locking him out. It's a massacre. 3 from Team Liquid. Twist doubles up from behind.
That's massive. Usually that sort of round will lead you to a trade, but you can see the smoke there deployed at the perfect time. I actually think it hits a mousesports player, lands in between them, and at that stage, it will be Nitro, Stewie just sending 30 bullets of death in their general direction. It's such a tight choke point. It's continued to spray. You got to do damage there. They can't break through. Stewie sending the Banster now towards the other side. They take the lead, 10-9.
I think Stewie does so much for Liquid in and out of game.
Yeah, look at that segregation. They can't back each other up. One by one, they get mowed down, and that's a significant round. Starts leaning towards Team Liquid now. The money's broken once again. Robs will bring out a scout, a couple of P250s, or just the one, in fact. Towards top of middle. Doesn't do any damage. That does, though. Nice work from Naf.
Yeah, no worries. They will start to charge straight towards short. One a little late was Rops with the scout, and oh no, Chris J went to pick it up. Chris?
I guess it doesn't matter either way, to be honest. Oh, that does though. What a shot. voxic so deadly with that scout.
It really is. It took the first 2 to fall for it to fall into his hands, but clearly the man for the job. Him and forZe, a P250 and a scout between them. Tight line held by Naf. It should be winnable. Great connection. That's voxic got. And now all on forZe.
Yeah, Naf needs to be careful here. It needs a bit of backup. Even if he gets taken down, they'll recover the orb, but they need to keep the money strong here.
Yeah.
So forZe now with the scout. He's got a chance to get the headshot, but Naf denies it. 11-9 now. As we get into the next round, it's going to be round 21, of course, and AWP in the hands of Nafly. Krieg for Nitro. They've actually got 2 of those on the CT side, as mousesports will have a buy here. One player will have to take a compromised look at things. They are juggling things around. Have a look at the replay. Nafly is fending them off towards shore. You can see Cutting holding a defensive line, drops the incendiary, and then one by one he finishes things off. He actually got the leg shot before he closed it out. Double orb setup and a kill on towards Nitro. Was he just crossing that? I think he was. He didn't have an orb, so he was on his way towards B. Are they going to try and push through the mid doors on this one? forZe needs to be careful. You can see him thinking about it. Oh my goodness, he's taken Twist down to 7 HP.
He saw that smoke arrive and he realized that that would be the moment Team Liquid decided they could try in the cross. His bullets make things difficult though. As did voxic early on. I think they're going to try and take this, you know. Liji's the flash and should be gone. What on earth? karrigan took his time, didn't matter. The flash was so good. And a double AWP setup, 1 on each side of the map. I mean, this is a weird round. Let's see what Stewie and Naf can do about that.
Still winnable. That needs a scope out, though. Not ready for it. And that's going to be it. Stewie will just have to save. A very clean round, if not a weird one for sure. They go fast towards the mid doors, and Elise cops a flash to the face. His teammate was baiting him in. He goes for the blind spray, thinking he'd been detected. They weren't actually looking at him. As soon as he fires the bullets, they will capitalize. Plant towards the A side, and Stewie2K just trying to stay alive here, but they're not going to let him, that's for sure. How much damage can he do, though? Not much, just the 1 kill. And they'll recover that AWP. See if they grab it, that is important. Shay will have one for the next round. So, still with the lead here, 11-10.
I have to point out that when I have the mousesports scoreboard up, I once again note karrigan at the tippy top alongside this time forZe, but across this series, he has been their most consistent fragger.
Yeah, he's been very good, especially towards long. An absolute rock. Chris J, 8-15. Dust do normally stomping ground, but never too late to turn up. They take a tactical timeout, this time by Liquid. Looking to close this one out 2-0, but still anyone's game here. They have 4 M4A4s right now. No kits. Nitro yet to buy of 37.50. No drops available to him. See if what he goes for. He goes for the MP9, which is fine. 4 rifles around it. They might have to do maybe a little aggressive push here. Could go in towards upper B and challenge for that kill.
Orb on the ground for Woxic. He'll be picking that one up. And it's time to see how round 22 plays out. Woxic, he can hit the shot on the cross before. This time doesn't choose to pull the trigger. Karrigan charging straight down middle. They're boosting as well.
Yeah, and away boost here. Nullified by the Xbox smoke, and Karrigan will help himself towards short. Nitro, MP9. Sure, it's an SMG, but allows you to push and be a little bit more nimble than the M4. forZe has been so good at finding opening frags. Surely the flashbang comes in first, though. Twist seems ready. Who finds the first kill? It looks like it'll be an equal trade for now. Naf will be smoked off. 4 and 4 certainly favors the mousesports side. Elige has been spotted. You heard him. They know he's there. It's going to be a guaranteed kill. Nice work from Karrigan.
They have the numbers. And Liquid looking to accommodate, work with the resources that they've been left with.
Bombs in towards upper B right now. Robs will be there with Voxy. They've got the AWP in position. Who is waiting for them? It's going to be Stewie 2K. He's got his work cut out for him. He has no grenades. An M4 at the back. And if they go for a contact play, likely going to send Robs in with the Creek first. He needs multiple kills here. One will not do. And he's got himself out of that prime position. He's in a lot of trouble.
Does evade the flash long enough. The nades, however, are going to do some damage. Brings him down to 57. Robs pushing, catches him. And just like that, we find the equalizer. mousesports keeping things close. This series has delivered. Mirage overtime. Dust 2 back and forth, an 8-7 half. Now heading towards the half of the halfway through the second half. There we go. Words can get confusing, but mousesports keeping things level.
Full hold on to the M4, that's for sure. Fantastic work from mousesports there. Really did eradicate any risk towards our B bomb site. Stewie had any sort of utility, even a flash, he might have stood a chance, but had no information. Tries to reposition, caught off guard. mousesports just completely destroying with the HEs towards the back of the side. Nothing he could do. And at this point, their money's in a dangerous position. mousesports tying things up 11-11. Holding on to their weaponry at the back of the B bomb side there. And now at this stage, this is where Liquid will be presented with pretty much a full eco. That's all they can do. They've saved M4 short, but everyone's at $2,000. Can't really invest anything into this.
All 3 from Karrigan. Huge frags.
Yeah, what game he's having. 21 kills. He is the top fragger on the server right now.
I think he was the same on Mirage, at least for a while.
So yeah, has to be the eco. You heard him say nobody B, but they have boosted up towards short. The smoke will certainly cause some confusion. They're not 100% sure that call is clear now as they push towards short. Voxic will be waiting for them. Karrigan as well. Looks like they're fine, but this could be a trade on the agenda, but looks like they're going to hold it. Absolutely no problem there. Now flying twists. M4, P250. Round's going to be mousesports, and they'll take a lead 12-11.
Wow. You saw the process of elimination that mousesports underwent over quite a short time span. Didn't see the smoke on the cross, didn't see anyone cross initially. The smoke was late. They then pushed long, realized no one long, and Karrigan returns to watch that mid push to support Woxic at T-spawn. Lovely.
At this point, it's just a formality. Shouldn't be anything else to say about this round. Naf will be looking to hold on to the M4 if possible. Twist can have a little exploration, see what's available to him, but no one's really been tagged up. They have no grenades, and ideally just want to save the M4. So you can see mousesports don't want to give anything away here. Molotov smokes down towards spawn. I respect it.
I love it.
You've got to make sure that you give Team Liquid an inch, they'll take a mile. So use everything you've got.
Yeah, this is both respect for Team Liquid, but also just being conscious of how important every round is. A step closer to being in the Counter-Strike history books.
Yeah, this will be the second map in favor of mousesports. Inferno to the side.
Oh, of course it's Inferno.
Yeah, it always is.
Oh, wouldn't be upset if I saw it, but I'm sure Team Liquid would.
So Naf will hold on to the M4 here. Frozen joins his teammates towards the long doors. Very successful round. Didn't really have to break a sweat at all. Waiting for the mid push. Karrigan will take down 2, adding to his massive tally. Up to 23 frags now as Twist looks to investigate towards the T-spawn position. He's taken so much time to get here. He's been silent the entire way. Doesn't matter if he goes down in the end. If anything, this gives Karrigan another frag. Boosting his third up to 24 now. Will there be a timeout from Liquid? The money's still not exactly stable. They can't afford an AWP at all, even with Naf saving that previous weapon. Carrigan can't call and collect it as he holds towards T-spawn. Manages to get a cheeky third frag as well. Bro isn't expecting that one. So they could take another partial buy here. The money doesn't instill them with confidence. They're not going to get a double AWP setup. They won't have everything they need. But Alige confirms they will be purchasing here. He gets the M4, so does Twist. And an AUG for Stewie. Nitro still yet to purchase. He has 4,500. So mousesports know they're applying a lot of pressure here. The fact that Liquid have called a timeout suggests they're going to adjust. They're going to change things up. So what will be the play? Mousesports might want to just throw a curveball, and at this point, go for a straight-up B rush. We know Liquid struggle with those historically. Normally Nitro and Stewie towards the back of B. And if you catch them off guard, that bomb site can collapse pretty quickly.
Spawns aren't bad for it.
Doesn't
look
think
like
they'll
they're
go for
looking
it,
that way,
no.
Round 24, lead for Mouse. Just the one. Round separating these two teams so deep into our second map. Ooh, boosting 2 up for an aggressive short push, perhaps. North Americans wanting to take that fight. They spot Carrigan. He's been doing this all the time. The smoke on Xbox does keep him safe and sound. He can tuck in. They're trying to do the boost we saw from Renegades, and again, foiled by the CT hold. Carrigan catches Twist. Is he ready for another? Nav catches a glimpse of him. Liege's aggression. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's more like it. A confident start here for Liquid now. They've got a 4-on-2 advantage. Chris J trying to pick up the pieces. He'll come in. Oh, that's fantastic. Completely destroys Alige there on this side. He gives them some footing into this round. Bomb down towards top of middle. Frozen and Chris J remain. The skill on the server right now is just unbelievable.
Stewie pushing tunnels. That's going to be information. Process of elimination. Chris J and Frozen starting together. I don't know if their paths will cross with Stewie. I think the timing's going to be a little tight. No information. Chris J's going to start giving them some. Molotov towards CT to stop anyone exiting, and it's going to be the perfect place to put it.
Molotov down as well. This is getting interesting. Ooh. Good grenade. And they won't expect the short push. So there's Stewie 2K. Doesn't just push smokes, he'll push the flames as well. And they thought they had eradicated that risk with the Molotov down. They could just focus towards CT spawn and long, but he takes a bit of damage. We've seen him do it a few times in this series so far. And he gets him 2 kills there and secures the round as Liquid tie things up 12-12. And still back and forth they go. mousesports with a spell of rounds there, but Liquid, after a difficult buy, remember they had no AWPs into that one. Rifles across the board, barely enough utility, but they make it work.
The Molotov criminal.
Not quite as catchy.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. But yeah, this is something that we're seeing actually more and more happen. We've seen Rops actually even in this game push through the tunnels Molotov. It's that false sense of security. It used to happen with smokes. People used to kind of fall into that trap of not expecting to push through the smokes, and then of course players like Stewie showed up and started keeping people paranoid.
Yeah, this is really cool from Stewie. And we've said it before, if you spot one of those boosts, you know the 2 players are there, and he gets all that information, pushes through, denies everything from mousesports, but a big gun round here. Who will take the lead next? Round 25. We're going to see the whole game played out by the looks of things. Frozen towards long. Takes minimal damage from the grenade. Carrigan with decent short control by virtue of that Xbox smoke. Twist trying to lock them in, and that's a great grenade. Does a ton of damage towards Chris and Frozen, but they make their way out.
Getting flashed off, but I think they're going to clear just as the fight's given to him. Naf is there to stop Chris on the hunt. Big early frag from Nafly. He can keep Twist safe. Twist doesn't even have to move a muscle. Look at that Molotov. Another one thrown in. Trying to force him up the ramp. Make the fight more favorable. Naf still supporting them. The smoke's not there. Now it is. And traded. Elige connecting onto one. Naf turning his attention, but that's Woxic. That must have been through the smoke, through the car.
It must have been. He thought he was safe there. You could see it. Now all the pressure on Elige. He knows Carrigan's coming, but he's hit every shot so far. Carrigan finally silenced. He got a crossover with a pretty lackluster smoke they found. At least Woxic towards the ramp now. That kills absolutely everything. It's the bomb down towards the car. Elige just needs to stay alive at this point. Doesn't have to challenge too much, but Woxic, he's just relentless. 1 versus 1. Does he find Stewie here? He can recover the bomb. He knows he's got a plan.
Stewie aggresses, and Woxic, when it matters, finds the 13th for Mouse, finds his voice, and 4 kills in round 25.
That's such a massive round, Alex. How does he make it work? Elise tried to get out of there, tried to hide, but voxic finds him on the bomb side. Stewie out of position. This was the all-important kill. He had to absolutely nail it. Stewie was firing shots in the side, and then so fast. So good. And it has to be the eco now for Liquid. They're taking just default pistols, a couple of CZs and Deagles. That's it. Stewie 2K doesn't invest anything. Nat with just $300 into the round. They'll drop a smoke towards B. Maybe push through. Nitro with the CZ.
Look at Elige, back-turned Kerrigan is executed. The trade comes in from Chris J, but Naf looking to take a leaf out of his teammate's book with some aggression, and it nearly was rewarded. Look at Chris's health.
Yeah, he had to get both the kills then.
Saving the day almost.
Yeah. 3 players towards upper B. Chris J resides in T spawn. Now Molotov out Nitro's position, but the flames don't touch him.
Oh, this could be a real problem.
Oh, he knows there's something here.
Something fishy afoot.
They're not going to check this, that's for sure. He might be able to get 2 kills out of this.
He's going to let them go, right? Surely. Flash to delay. They're going to consider this completely clear. All the backs going to present themselves. He waits just a moment. Oh. It's only going to be one. Frozen quick to react. Stewie finished off what Nitro started. Now Twist has to finish this round. He can't. Woxic closes out 2 rounds in a row. mousesports, they're 2 rounds away from Inferno.
That was so intense. The fact that Flames are just millimeters away from Nitro's toes, they don't check it. I feel like he could have got 2 out of that one. It was unfortunate. It's always going to be very tight. And Stewie 2K, he'll be on 12 HP when they came through. Nitro had to try and take the shot. Doesn't work out. Now 1 round away from map points here. mousesports, with everything they need, they're fully equipped. Liquid do not have a single kit here. No utility on Nafa. He's got the AWP this time. Normally when they're hitting dire straits, that's when he brings out the weapon. Takes matters into his own hands. And it's another default setup here from mousesports. 2 towards middle. 1 holding long, 1 B tunnels, waiting for any intel they can get. They want to work out what they're up against at this point.
Into mid. Flash from Woxic enables them to take it without too much more. Now with the smoke middle, this could be something similar to Liquid's mid B take. They do the initial smoke, try and draw some pushes or info. Then they can throw the smokes again. You can see Woxic's in the position to throw another, this time towards the left side corner. Charging towards B. Nitro and Stewie. Stewie's already caught 1. Frozen shuts him down. It's all on Stewie to defend B. Coming from every angle. He's can't adjust in time. Rop shuts him down. Now the bomb can go in. Woxic's a little late, admittedly, but so are Liquid.
Oh, yeah, that's the bomb as well, so they don't necessarily have to save here. There's a quick plant, sure. They don't have a kit, remember, but still so much work to do. The fake plant from Rob's trying to bait them in. If anything, that's actually allowed them to get closer. This is the full commitment now. Elige, there's a spam available there, doesn't go for it. Do they want to challenge or play for overtime here? 1 flashbang remaining, it goes over. This is the commitment now. Rob spots it, turns away, Frozen with the first frag, and it looks like Elige will be going down with him. 2 versus 1, but it's Twist. He spots Robs, takes down the first. Voxic with the AWP towards tunnels. There's certainly time. He'll have to jump over. Who blinks first? It's Twist that makes it work. He keeps Liquid in the game. And the defuse is no problem whatsoever. What an interesting round. They had 1 flashbang there, Alex, and it works out without the kits. They managed to make the B retake work. The defuse comes in, it's confirmed, and they stay in the game for now.
Sometimes they just have to throw the rulebook out the window. Everything pointing to that being successful for mousesports. They did what should have been enough, but not when Twist is playing like that. Off the bricks he goes. Pulls the shot from Woxic, close quarters. Smooth moves. You have to give credit to Twist there. It wasn't just his aim that got him the frag.
How calm was that, though?
Yeah.
He didn't panic at all. He didn't start running. He stayed walking with no kit, no utility, sneaks through, takes Robs down. Perfect positioning, jumps and baits out the shot. Can finish things off with style and has enough time for a 10-second defuse there. That round was everything.
He's been at the bottom of the scoreboard this whole time, about 1v2, round 27.
Oh my goodness, look at the buy that's coming through for Liquid. Sure, they win the previous round, but they don't have much left considering it came down to the 1 versus 1. mousesports have absolutely everything they need as they will be up against an auto shotgun. 2 for masses, barely any utility. Nav does have the AWP once again. Voxic though, so fired up, so ready. Can they find map point here? Pass towards Shaw, that's going to be Carrigan once again. 25 kills to his name. Auto shotgun for Nitro. Really far from ideal here.
Such a crucial moment of the game as well. Kerrigan, he gets himself into these aggressive positions repeatedly, successfully, and often without too much of a loss of health.
Yeah, he's burrowed his way in towards short. Elijah's position is an interesting one. Commonly overlooked, but you do need the smoke down. That's when it's really viable. He sees that go down and at this point falls back. So decent control here from mousesports. Took their 3 players out towards long. If you want to take that, going to have to smoke the corner, flash over together. Everyone knows Twist anchors towards a pit. Doesn't mean you can take him down. He's so fantastic in that spot. Nafzorp will reside on the A ramp. Elijah Goose as we get under a minute here. 3 players heading towards long.
Just the first smoke. Molotov on towards the site as well. Twist, he's going to be trying to lock out the long presence, and there's a lot. The bomb's coming from long as well. Twist, what can you do? Just the flash. He has a flash from his teammates, but he's caught by Chris. Stewie and Naf, all too aware of what they have to do. Just the FAMAS as Robster goes down. A big connection. Woxic, he can't let this one slip away. Frozen's got no health, but he still found a frag onto Naf. A Nitro shotgun. You pointed it out, Henry. You said it's far from ideal. Well, this is far from ideal. 20 seconds with an auto shotgun in a 1 versus 2. Woxic's hesitating, though. He doesn't know where Nitro is. He doesn't know the situation. They throw the bomb instead. Frozen, he'll have the low HP. We could see a shotgun snipe onto Slovakian player.
He has to use a USB here. Finds a creep. Can he get the first kill? It's a low HP player. It's Frozen, just down to 4. Voxic with the FAMAS. Drops down. Nitro can do this. He's had so many clutches in his career. This one would be monumental.
Takes the fight, finds Woxic, and Frozen's only got 4 HP. Nitro for the 1v2, it can't be real. Frozen has to hit the shot! And of course he does! 3 frags, 2 of them with 4 HP!
That's insane. That could be it. They get map point. They drain the bank accounts of Team Liquid.
Oh, I got chills from that one, Hank.
That was insane. Oh my goodness. And now they're going to be in with scouts, pistols to try and save the day here. Fair play to Nitro. He did absolutely everything he could, but Frozen goes even further. 4 HP, 3
From the
frags.
start, excuse me, all of them. All of his contribution in that round, he only had 4 HP.
Wow. What a special game this is. Chips are down. mousesports are delivering.
What have Liquid got here? What do they have to defend this match point, or excuse me, map point, take us to Inferno? They present, it's a rather soggy looking buy. Wet cardboard, really. Some CZs, the Desert Eagle and the FAMAS.
Never there was a team that could do it though, Alex. Team Liquid probably up there in that conversation. Best they've got is the FAMAS. Stewie 2K to use that weapon in round number 29 here. What's the approach? Get into it. Lige pushing off towards short. Needs the initial kill here. Oh, the flashbang's decent. He finds it. Needs to be very careful of those flames next to him. 13 HP. Can't recover the weapon, but it's a start.
A huge start. The Eagle and a flashbang, potent mix. They catch out Frozen, who has been their hardest hitter. Chopping off the head of the snake, or the head of the mouse.
Oh, it's so intense now. mousesports going to be feeling the pressure. They head towards short. There is one player on A right now. That's Lige with 13 points of health and just a pistol. He makes this work. He is just unbelievably good. They should be flashing him off, even nading the A ramp. If anything goes near him, he will be removed. They actually don't have any HE, so it's been the Molotov of anything.
mousesports can overthink rounds like this. We've seen it before.
Look at the positioning. There could be a chance here.
Oh, Rops gets such valuable information, cognizant that the push is coming in for long. But Liquid, they're filling up the feed. Elige, he's got another one with low HP and the Desert Eagle. Chris J soon to fall as well. He can't quite find it, does so. And the round is over. If anyone could do it, Liquid can, but they don't drop a man. 15 to 14. mousesports, Inferno, a distant thought at this point.
Now the boot is on the other foot. Team Liquid have 3 Kriegs. Make it 4. Stewie 2K's on the FAMAS. It's round 30. And the highest earner on mousesports is going to be, I think, Robson, like $2,000.
Wow.
This is insane. How did Lige make that work? He gets 3 kills. He was down to 10 HP after his first interaction.
I've never seen a tighter line for that headshot onto Kerrigan. It was just the tippy top of his head, and they've got nothing. Mac 10, some Molotovs, sure.
What a game. How will they stay in that one? With 5 players surviving, I cannot tell you. But it all comes down to this moment. mousesports trying to fend off overtime here. They'll go towards B. considered the weaker part of the map here for Team Liquid. Sometimes overwhelmed. Flashbang's coming in, but Stewie in position. He's doing a boatload of damage, does get the first. They haven't got the range to take him down here, and it's the first 2 kills for Liquid. Looks like we might be done here. We're going towards overtime. voxic and Chris J with just Desert Eagles, a Molotov and a flashbang, nothing else. That's going to take the wind out of their sails, Alex. It looked like they were destined to take this map.
Wow. Another overtime. Mirage was the same. It was mousesports who pulled into overtime with a late game comeback, and it's Liquid to do it here.
Well, there still is a chance for Liquid. A 5-on-2 Desert Eagle, sure. But Chris J and voxic, 2 incredibly passionately skilled players. And there was an opportunity there. The Molotov will make things a little bit complicated here, but Twist hits the all-important shot. He will go down, but the hard work has been done. We're going to overtime here. mousesports couldn't close it out against the auto shotguns, the pistols, the SMGs, and it's all going to be reset. They will stay on the CT side. MR3 10K, Elige with 26 kills. What a shift he's put in here.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal with Krieg and Deagle alike. forZe as well. I mean, he really is such a linchpin to success for mousesports, and he got caught out on that Deagle bite. We've been talking and asking in the games we've casted of mousesports that we needed to see more from forZe. Well, in this last game, potentially for them, he's come in hot. They've let Mirage slip in overtime, but now into Dust 2, it's the same. MR3 10K, it's going all the way. Of course it is.
We wouldn't want anything else. What an epic matchup this has turned into. Double orb setup. Everything they need on the Team Liquid side. Stewie 2K and NAF to hold the snipers. 3 M4s. You can see the org really has been removed from Team Liquid CT setup now. Here we go. voxic, AWP. 3 Kriegers around him. Robs with the AK.
voxic going to be smoked on the cross. Won't get any information on the numbers, and he kind of wish he would, because it's 4 long, and Twists, he is going to be able to survive for a moment. Support coming in the form of flashbangs. Nitro's flash enables Twist to re-peek, and it's a massacre. 3 quick frags from Team Liquid on long.
Oh.
NAF catching short, and the round's over at the 90-second mark. What on earth? voxic shaking his head. Desperate to try and contribute. He can't even get the frag tag, and Stewie exchanges 16. They get their first round on the board in the first round of OT.
Well, there it is. Team Liquid looking incredibly comfortable there. That's more like it. That's what that long defense usually looks like. Twist getting in position. He fends them off as long as he can. Calls when he's flashed them. Nitro swings out past the smoke. Backup arrives just in the nick of time. They've gone for a double orb setup on the T side here. They lose this round, Alex. They've got no money left. They have to win this one. Robs has a long spawn. He'll go for that pick. And voxic trying to do damage at the start. You see a deeper smoke at the back wall there, just so you can't see anyone cross over at all. Will Robs hit this one? He'll take some damage in the flames and be flashed off as well. He's going to take almost his entire health down to 26. Chris J with nothing, as it will be NAF to push towards shore, find the opening frag, and now it's panic setting in for mousesports. What's the call next?
NAF's going to go hunting. Gets the info on Karrigan. He'd get brought down to 50, but NAF, when the pressure is on, he does seem to have a new lease of life. Freedom.
No
Karrigan,
way,
he was
Karrigan.
full blind, and he's managed to equalize.
That's insane. In-game leader steps up when it matters most. 4-on-4. And Robs has got a kill here. Twist pushes through. And now the A bomb site seems to be the last target here. NAF flashed off. Robs trying to bait him out. Realizes there's a chance he could be there. If he gets his kill, they still have a chance. Spots him first, takes him down. 3-on-3, flashbang delivered.
He played that so well.
Can he get another?
The flashes are good. He's going to get hunted. Karrigan shuts him down. Stewie and Nitro, though, that gave them some time to close the gap. Stewie certainly did. Are they ready for elevator? Karrigan's back's turned on long. He's making no secret of his presence now. They can hear him on site. Molotov to flush them out. Knows it's going to be a potential threat on long. This should be impossible. voxic makes it look even more so. Catching one, misses the shot on towards Stewie. 1 versus 3. They're all over the place. And mousesports, you said it was a must-win. They do it.
Yeah.
They do it with style.
They had to win that one. Double orbs on the T side. It was ambitious, but they make it work. Robs gets a very important frag towards a long position. And now we go into the final round of the first half of overtime here. Money's still okay for the CTs. Karrigan saves the day here. If he doesn't make that blind kill, they probably lose the round. He ends up getting 2 there from the CT spawn position.
He's not slowing down, is he?
No, he really isn't. forZe is taking him over the amount of frags. But Karrigan 20 plus against Team Liquid is fantastic. voxic the challenge long this time. Looks like it's successful. He does clip the wing of Twists. And Kerrigan back towards middle here, smoking the left-hand side.
ENCE in response to the first smoke thrown by Mouse. ENCE can be safe in the thought that mid not a threat just yet. That player that did get tagged by voxic, Twists, has chosen to push himself up into that corner, so he'll be available for any late arrivals there. Drops towards tunnels, and the majority still doing the dance between short and setting up their nades for the take. voxic just counting on Naf, getting a little too inquisitive. He has to take a break for just a second to pull out the smoke, and that's when Naf strikes. Kerrigan, though, constantly equalizing, putting on the pressure. ENCE, he's so damn tagged up on B. chrisJ does find another way in, finishes off what Kerrigan started, and now Stewie in a bit of a tight spot with this AWP. Rops arrives in tunnels just in the nick of time. Frozen in the swing position. He can do a lot from this, but just...
That's sick.
As he turns around, Twist arrives on the doors. Don't forget the damage voxic did earlier. Could play a big role in this remaining 2v2.
You saw Twist just make so many footsteps towards CT spawn, and just as the aggro is taken away from that spot, that's when the mid player comes out. That's wild. AWP towards the corner here. They're going to overlook the position. It is going to be 2-1 for mousesports. A clean finish towards the end. They will have the lead now. First to 18 is map point. 19's a victory here, as it will be mousesports after losing the first round. Find 2 on the bounce, and we'll swap things over now. T side for Team Liquid.
2 rounds on your attack. Dream for mousesports. It was an 8-7 half, both sides. These teams have been impossible to separate, and it seems similar in overtime.
What a fantastic game with CS here. Both teams being tested right to the absolute maximum of their ability.
Both teams winning rounds they really shouldn't. I mean, it's been a gorgeous display of individual Counter-Strike and team combined.
Well, that's the beauty of Dust too. The individuals really will shine. Anything goes, really.
This is international waters of Counter-Strike.
Exactly. We'll go towards lower B. Double up setup for Rops and voxic. Not chrisJ this time. Rops has been hitting some great shots of it. Sometimes indicative if he's not feeling himself, though he picks up the AWP. Rifle, not as comfortable. He'll be holding in front of the big box here. 3 players towards the B tunnels. He's vulnerable to flashes here. Needs to be very careful.
He has the option to tuck in if he gets flashed off. He holds the line. He wants to click and find Nitro. Full white. It doesn't stop him. Rops, however, does slow down Liquid just a little bit. He has the support of Frozen, but it's on him. Throws out the flash. Frozen evades it, and just in time, he returns his gaze and finds 2. Liquid falling apart. What a flick from Stewie. He's trying to find a second. It wasn't far off either. Now going aggressive, trying to level the odds with some flamboyance, but mousesports and Frozen in particular find 3. Just Twists trying to bait out the shot. He does that wonderfully, and a great shot onto voxic, but that means nothing in the grand scheme. mousesports are now one round away from taking their map pick and sending us to a 3rd.
It's got to be an incredible amount of pressure here. Liquid need 2 to take us to double overtime. It's the replay from Frozen. Continues to spray there. He's looked so good, peaking at all the right times in this tournament. Round 5. Still, voxic and chrisJ now the AWP. That's fine, because Rops has already shown he's got an AWP on that side of the map. We have to use the rifle here. Slight gap in the top there, and it will not connect for Stewie. Now will make his way out towards long. Smoke down the corner. Allows him to gain access towards a pit. voxic's got him though. No problem at all. Nice positioning, great awareness, and an early advantage, but it's gifted right back through the smoke. Twist will find him.
These players have got such a good feel for where they need to put their bullets, even when their vision's obscured. Every second that passes, pressure mounting for both of these teams. Smokes are starting to arrive. And in response, we may see a push. For now, not the case. Instead, it is a bit of an awkward crossfire. Rops pushing through now, gets the first. Kerrigan onto the second as well. That makes things real difficult. Just ENCE and Stewie to keep Liquid in Dust 2.
Got the bomb. Elige is on the other side of the map. Stewie needs to try and get out of here. So Elige has full positional control. He can hold towards CT spawn. It'll be interesting to see what angle he holds to make sure they can guarantee success here. But pushing off towards short, this is a great call. Excuse me, voice getting hoarse. We'll see Carrigan pushing off here. He knows he has to try and transition. He actually might be Stewie here. Does he know? Looks like he didn't go for it. I think he actually had the kill there.
Still not confirmed. It's about to be, though, as that smoke plumes on the B doors.
Got one incendiary. That's it.
Where does he plant?
Has to be defensive. He can't risk him running through the doors here.
Does it safe? But like that, Carrigan pushes in a 1v1. It's all onto forZe. He's been the hero for Mouse, and he can take him to a third map right here, right now. Has the kit. Has a good thought about where he is. He just has to find the frag, but Elige says no. A triple from the star player of Liquid. And we're going all the way.
We really are. It's coming right down to the wire every single time. Is your voice falling apart as well?
Yeah, I'm dying too. It's a lot of casting today.
Yeah, 10 days on the bounce will do that to you. Wow. Elige saves the day. What a play that was from Carrigan. Basically, the bayonet the player on the B bomb side there, but Elige delivers. You see what it means to Twist. They are both fired up here. This is absolutely everything. No damage done, but Stewie's getting so close to that pick. Money is okay on the CT side. You can see that takes some compromises. No helmets on 3 players, but doesn't matter against Kriegs and AKs. This is for double overtime. mousesports can still close things out here. What's the setup? 3 towards B this time. And right now, the bomb's heading up towards short. We have Voxic at the car position. Carrigan with the M4 on the ledge of the pits. You can see him just going for 1 kill, and his objective would he drop back in the pit. Even if he's blind, he can spray for a couple of seconds and drop off securely. So tense now. 1 mistake could cost them out for Team Liquid. Smoke towards CT spawn from Elige.
Often the determining factor in pressures or rounds with such pressure, it is who is willing to not act like they're under pressure. Remaining confident, remaining willing to catch your opponent off guard, but for now, very, very slow.
So they're going to finish up towards the B bomb side of the looks of things. We have 3 players towards the tunnels right now. Stewie will be joining Twist there towards lower. Chris J, prime position. The smoke can come through and take away his vision. We've seen it before. The Molotov will go towards the back of the platform. Will Chris be ready for it? 30 seconds. They have to go B now, Alex. No two ways about it. Wait for the smoke to bloom Nitro. Oh, that's well played by Chris. He can defend himself against the Molotov at least now.
Flash is coming in. Rops in the corner. Twist. They're both blind. What on earth? Twist finally wakes up, as does Chris J. Connects. He's still living. Only just. The flash goes high. Into the site they go. Naf's the only one deep, though. Elige still by tunnels. Stewie, in the meantime, catches Woxic down to Carrigan. It's looking like overtime. Where's the bomb?
Carrigan can win this.
5
he can
seconds.
Do it.
I don't know if they have the time. He just has to survive. They have to push him from behind. They do. It goes to another overtime with 2 seconds on the clock. I will not have a voice at the end of this one.
That's unreal. It looked like Carrigan had done enough there. It came down to 2 seconds. They had to cancel the plant, push out the doors with 2 seconds remaining. They get the final bullet and take us a double overtime. They remain on the T side now. This game couldn't be any more intense. It's taking absolutely everything out of both of these teams.
Unreal. Wow, what a game. What a game of Counter-Strike. It's time for the second overtime. We've had our fair share in Berlin. Astralis, NRG, they matched the record. And then the record proceeded to be broken. Astralis, they're fans of the overtime. Well, now their nemesis, Team Liquid, the very same. mousesports, they did this on Mirage. This time, it's going to a second.
Stewie 2K out towards our blue box. It's been such an interesting area of the map here, but Carrigan will strike first. Continues that strong form once again. The silenced M4 just continues to inflict damage. This time Elige taken down through the smoke. Now Chris J trying to reclaim territory here. He knows there's potentially another player. Stewie 2K remains strong. Nails the shot. Carrigan removed. Can he find the second? Flashbang goes over. Is it enough? It looks like it. That is phenomenal. Stewie 2K not slowing down at this point. Flashbang goes in. He wants to keep applying the pressure here. Molotov towards Spawn. Look how nimble he is. He's trying to take down absolutely everyone. He does take damage. Can he find Voxic? He absolutely can.
What on earth? He's doing all the nades, all the frags, and finds Liquid into the 19th. Unbelievable scenes. Throws the smoke, the flash, the molly, gets the frags. He's not going to find his fourth. Rops his taps, make sure of that. No kit, though. And 3 players to find. Just going to see what he can find for now towards short. Liquid's Molotovs and smokes, that's enough to deter him. We can hear Stewie on the microphone, making sure that mousesports
That might be the play of the map so far.
Yeah.
Just in the context of where we're at right now, the mind games, the banter that's being exchanged. He gets 3 kills, and he just makes them look absolutely shocked on the A side. They weren't expecting the orb just to run up there and just go toe-to-toe. Rops will get a couple of consolation frags. It doesn't really have a knock-on effect, to be honest. But still, he'll remain alive, and it'll be 1-0 for Liquid. 19-18 overall. Double overtime. I'm not even sure how we got here. Unbelievable scene. Stewie 2K, the flashbang. He manages to bait out the orb shot here. Takes down chrisJ. He doesn't slow down. Misses the first shot, but he makes up for it. That is just wild.
I mean, that's a ridiculous play. This is in
what's happened here?
Oh, okay, into the round. And it looks like just a quick exchange between middle. Woxic caught Elige before being traded by Naf. Apologize for missing that one, but we'll still see this second round of our second overtime on our second map. Continue. Stewie. Bit of a slower approach. I think anything he did this round would be a slower approach.
I absolutely agree.
Is he going to try and find that frag, though? He's going to have, I imagine, the Molotov first, clear out the close corner. Flash to deter, smoke to lock out, and separate. Twist is actually ahead of it, though. I'm not sure Carrigan's ready for this. Oh, the positioning from Twist, the trigger discipline from Twist. He could find 2. Oh, slow to find the first, actually, but Frozen springs to life.
Yeah, we gutted with that. If he gets a quick kill, the chance that Frozen wasn't ready for it, but now he's ready and waiting. The turret position towards the A side. He almost nailed that shot. Down to 9 HP. He takes 1 down with him. It could be enough, but there it is. The execution from Naf. The bomb to be planted towards long here. 2 players remain, chrisJ and Rops. chrisJ with no money at all. Same story for Voxic. Fires off a shot they've got to save, Alex. Don't say that too often in overtime, but this will be 2-0. They'll be buying up a lot of AWPs. And this is going to go right down to the wire. They have to save these weapons. And it'll be 2-0 for Liquid, looking for the 3-0 of a great chance of getting it.
The score in the T side of Mouse in that first overtime, they had 2-1. Liquid get the 2 straight off the bat, though. Have a chance at that 3-0. Precisely. Glancing at the scoreboard. Many finding 30 as we head into our second overtime, understandably so. Stewie, Elige, Naf not far off. And for mousesports, it's going to be Frozen and Carrigan. I cannot stress enough that this is no longer a coincidence, that when the pressure is on, when mousesports are in their big games, Carrigan tends to show up in a very big way. Mirage first, here does too as well, but it's time to see if mousesports can do anything in this final round of it.
Well, if you're just joining us now, welcome to world-class Counter-Strike. This is the major. This is what it's all about. This is why the players are playing here. Getting towards those playoff stage. We're not even to the final stage of the tournament yet, and this is one of the most intense games you'll ever see in esports. Carrigan to defend long once again. Flashbang's delivered, and he has to find multiple kills here, but anything but's happening at this point. It's so close. Can he get anything? He manages to get 1. Surely that's it. The USB coming out is so frantic. Who's going to come out on top? It's down to Frozen. The long-range shot not connecting, and now they need to recover the situation. Scrambling toward the A side. Frozen's been tagged up. Man advantage for Liquid. Slight chance to recover here. Stewie 2K, AWP towards that pit position. They have to reclaim territory here on the CT side. They're going in towards short. They've left B completely open. Team Liquid don't have to commit. There's still 1 minute 10 on the clock here. They have a couple of smokes, flashbangs, and Molotovs. chrisJ with the AWP. If he could deliver now, that would be amazing. He hasn't had the loudest game, 16 kills, 27 deaths, but he's in a prime spot now.
Nothing connecting on the cross, but chrisJ does. He's in Gandalf, and it does really have to be magical. That's a good tag. Nitro brought down to 8. The Molotov from Rops didn't land, though, but theirs works perfectly. Liquid find chrisJ with the flames on the floor. forZe does go aggressive, though, in the perfect timing. Bomb goes in, but Nitro's oh so low. If he presents an opportunity, forZe will seize it, but Rop's gone. It's all down to forZe. He's saved Mouse before, and now he's gone for the 1v2 to keep him in it. He's so damn low. Nitro, though, one bullet with that AK would be enough. forZe to save Mouse, and he's done it. They will not let this one slip.
They get the one round they absolutely required there. It's forZe delivering in the final round of the first half. He gets 3 kills in total, 1 versus 2 at the end, and he looks so calm, playing years above his experience. That is a fantastic play. That's absolutely everything they needed. He finds himself 37 kills, 24 deaths. Look how he handled this situation. If he got the jumping shot there, I think with everything would have been done.
Yeah.
Everyone would have lost our minds.
I think actually we wouldn't have organized it, but suddenly we'd have like the whole, you know, MLG logos would start flying across the screen.
The horns going off.
Yeah, there'd be a horn. That's maybe the skeleton gif. Dancing baby.
All the gifs, every meme ever created, flies on screen.
Doge shows up, haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, Counter-Strike. Catch my breath.
Yeah, well, we're already set again. We swap halves, and we'll see if Liquid can close this one out. They have a 2-1 lead. Stewie2K and Naf on the orbs this time. voxy looking to do damage on the cross. Deep smoke deployed, denies any vision, and forZe wants to pick up the pace here. Stewie2K to defend, the flick required! Not gonna connect though.
They continue though. Stewie's going to Molotov tons. That will slow down the B aggression should there have been any thought of that. It's voxy and Karrigan there. Already frozen out on the doors, but the flash is going to force him back, and that's smart. He actually just saved his own life by backing up through those doors. Had he not moved as smoothly, Leash could have caught him, but he's not over yet, and twists! Only the one. Naf there for the trade. Liquid so willing to take the fight to mousesports here on the CT side. Very spread on all parts of the map. mousesports, they may not have the numbers, but perhaps the element of surprise. Rop's on long. And there's they tough to take this. He has a real shot to completely turn the tide of battle. Taps away the first. A second presents itself. It's Naf, and he's done it. mousesports, I think A is theirs. It is. Stewie and Nitro, they're locked out towards CT. Certainly now the flame arrives from voxy. mousesports looking to equalize these two teams.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
We're looking for 22 as the magic number now. 3-on-2, still possible for Stewie and Nitro to do something with this. So the smoke disallows them entry for now. Good damage done. Grenade in return. Orb will hit the first shot. Stewie goes down. Surely Nitro will be locked out of position here. He has no grenades remaining.
They can't let this one slip away. mousesports, perhaps just a little bit of fear. Not for voxy though. Takes the fight. And we keep things level, 20-20. This will be a double AWP T side, potentially. Something that we saw Liquid get away with, say get away with. Works very, excuse me.
You can take a second. I have to drink some water down as well.
Yeah, me too.
I've got about 20 minutes left of these vocal cords, I think.
That would be quite the way to end it.
Yeah. Okay. Double AWP setup. Stewie2K and Naf. Up against Rops and voxy. They don't have to keep that AWP. They can change that to an AK just for the initial damage, I'd imagine. There it is. Rops will swap things over. Long take looking likely. They've got 4 players outside that position, just waiting for the initial aggression. Smoke towards corner, and they'll bombard flashes over. That's such a good smoke there. That will buy some time and maybe dissuade them from that initial approach. He's actually just potentially saved himself with 1 smoke grenade. They have no idea if he's in the long doors now. They don't know what's on the other side. Really not a safe play. If smoke takes box, going for the mid control now, presumably towards short. Bomb and T spawn still in the back of voxy. Rops recovers that secondary AWP. Does he want to hold on to that?
2 in a row required for both of these teams if they want to pick up the win. For Liquid, that means top 8. For mousesports, that means Inferno. So voxy's going to be responsible for the smoke grenade. His teammates are going to probably get themselves out initially. Still Liquid rather passive, just a 2-2 split so far with twists on the flank from the top of middle. It could actually cause a problem. Out through mid, and Rops just beheads Nitro. Twists onto Rops in return, though, from behind. He said it could do a lot.
No,
and now he's pushed from long. Stewie's missed a shot, but makes good for it. Chris J gone. Karrigan's into the site. Where's the bomb? voxy's late to it. All 3 CTs will be outside. What have they got? Just a Molotov.